Hello, everyone. Just waiting till people come on to join, and then we'll officially make a start. Hello to those of you who are joining. We're just going to give it a few minutes just to wait till everyone can jump on, and then I will officially welcome you and make a start. But for now, just make yourself comfortable, get a chair, get a glass of water, and we'll start in a couple of minutes' time. So I think let's make a start. I make it 1:30, so let's make it start. So welcome everyone to Homes for Lambeth's YouTube channel. Little bit from me, first of all, because we start, before we start. So Homes for Lambeth are offering you this as part of their work to support health and well-being to all of their residents at this very difficult time. My name is Claire Hawkins, and I will be your instructor every single Saturday at 1:30, coming at you from YouTube. So you are welcome to join me whenever you are free on these Saturdays. All you will need is a chair. Might be useful to grab a glass of water as well. And know that the sessions each Saturday will be relatively gentle. For the most part, we will work purely on the chair so that you feel stable. And then I'll always do a little bit away from the chair, so we'll come up to stand for those of you that feel able to do that. If you would prefer to skip out that section and stay onto your chair for the whole thing, then of course that is fine. The final thing to say for me before we dive on in is please listen to what feels right for your body. So if I put you in a stretch that doesn't feel nice, then please stop. You are, of course, the best judge of what feels nice and what doesn't. So I'm just offering you a guide. So with all of that said, come to sit nice and tall in your chair and bring your feet parallel, roughly hip distance apart, and really lift up through your chest. So you place your hands onto your thighs, shoulders roll back and down. And then if it's comfortable for you to do so, I'd love for you to close down the eyes. And let's together take a deep breath in. Deep breath out of the mouth. Let it go. And let's take a couple of those just to land into this practice. So deep breath in. Exhale it out. Third, final one, breath in. And breath out of the mouth. And then come to close the mouth so that you are breathing purely in and out through your nostrils only. And always in yoga, we spend the first couple of minutes of our practice doing nothing other than sitting tall and connecting to our breath. And so just turn your attention to the breath. Notice how it comes in through the nostrils, fills up the rib cage, and then everything empties out and deflates on your exhale. And keep moving with that. So a full breath in, rib cage expands. Full breath out, rib cage releases. And keep going, deep breath in. Deep breath out. Whole body is still. Neck is long. Shoulders are nice and soft and relaxed. And even though there is this length of the spine, I don't want you to feel rigid. I want you to feel comfortable, just a little bit more lifted through the chest than you might normally do. Feel your rib cage expand to the front, to the sides, and also into your back body. And so just feeling how, even by taking just a few nice, long, deep breaths, how that starts to settle the mind a little bit. And so at the moment, in this very difficult time when we are all on lockdown, we tend to sometimes feel a little bit anxious or nervous or upset. And so being able to come to sit nice and tall and just close the eyes and take a few deep breaths will really help to settle your emotions and mind so that you feel like you can cope a little better with each day. And let's intensify this, my friends. Bring a right hand to your belly and your left hand to your chest, roughly around your heart center. Stay with that feeling of being really lifted, and we're just going to connect a little bit more into the breath. So on your inhale, feel your right belly hand expand, and then the upper chest lifts. And then on your exhale, the upper hand deflates first, and then the belly. So inhale into your belly hand and then chest hand. Exhale, chest hand first, belly hand second. Inhale, belly expands, upper chest expands. Exhale, upper chest deflates, belly deflates. Take 5 more deep breaths just like that, feeling how your belly and chest rise and fall with your breath. Trying to make the breath as slow and as smooth as you can. And it should also feel quite almost comforting to have your hands to your body. It's almost like you're giving yourself that physical hug. So it's a really nice way to settle yourself if you're feeling a little anxious. We're going to take 2 more full breaths just as we are. Slow exhale. Let's take 1 more deep breath into the belly, to the chest. Exhale, chest and belly. And then release your hands back to your thighs. And just notice how even just a few minutes of deep breathing, notice how that shifts something. How just by focusing on how well and how deeply you can breathe brings a sense of calm to your whole system. Slowly open the eyes, deep breath in, let it out of the mouth. And let's start to get a little physical. So let's move into the neck first. So we'll journey down the body. So we'll start into the neck. So again, make sure you're seated nice and tall, and I'll show you that from the side. So I'm really lifted as opposed to hunched. So we spend enough of our time like this. So really lift up through that chest. So hands connecting onto the thighs. And first move is to drop your chin to your chest. And just pause here And notice you might feel a nice stretch all the way down into your neck. So try not to round forwards. Keep lifted through your chest. It's only the head that you're dropping. And so pause here for a moment. Let that stretch resonate into the body. And it might not be the deepest stretch in the world right now. That's okay. And then bring your head to center. And then tilt your head to the side. So one ear to shoulder. And you should feel quite a strong stretch down the opposite side of your neck. So if you've got right ear to right shoulder, you're going to feel it on the left-hand side. So just pause. And again, this one might feel quite a strong stretch. It should feel nice, though. It shouldn't feel horrible. Keep the breath coming. So deep breaths in and out. And then gently head comes back to center, and then move that into your second side. So real slow, take these neck movements really slow and mindful. So again, you're just doing what feels nice. So opposite ear reaches towards shoulder, keep the shoulders down. And then you're going to feel the stretch now into the opposite side. Keep expanding into your ribcage. To gently ease back to center. Next one, just a little lip to the sky, so nothing to feel dizzy. You're going to feel a stretch through the front of the throat perhaps. So deep breath in, deep breath out, and then bring the head to center. And let's join the right and left movements together by taking half head circles. So this is one of my favorite moves. And if you can, I would advise you to do this a couple of times a day, particularly if you really are not able to move around too much. Perhaps if you don't have a garden or an outdoor space. And so this just is a great move to release the tension from the neck. We're going to be here for another 5 or 6 times, because sometimes it takes that amount of time for the body to pop and click and release. So keep the breath coming, deep breath in and out. Slow little rolls, right and left. Let's take one more to each side. And gently bring your head back to center. So already your neck might feel a little bit more free. So let's intensify some of the neck stretches. Bring that ear to your shoulder again. So back to the first stretch. And this time take hand overhead to put a little bit of light pressure. And then reach your arm away. So I've got my right ear to my right shoulder. I'm using my right hand on top of the head, and I'm reaching away with the left. And suddenly you'll feel this intense stretch all the way down that left side. So really reaching and pushing away with the opposite hand. Deep breath in and out. Gently come back to center, really slow movement. Take it the opposite side. So left ear to left shoulder, left hand lightly presses onto the skull, and that's just intensifying the stretch a little. Out goes the opposite arm. So really reach, 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 reach away. Keep that breath coming. So whenever we breathe deeply in these stretches, it helps the body to release into them. That's what's really important when we do these stretches. And then gently release. And let's start to move down and away from the neck, just to come and explore the shoulders. And we'll do a bit more shoulder work when we come to stand. For now, it's just real easy double. And then see if you can take that movement the other way. So now roll forwards. It might feel a slightly more awkward shape. So arms come with you. And then take 4 back. So 4 rolls back for 4, 3, 2, 1. Forwards, 4, 3, and 2, might feel a little tiring in the shoulders as well, and 1, and then shake all of that out. Very nice. So as we creep down, we start to move now into the spine. So the spine stretches are my favorite ones. Come to interlace the hands for me and push the palms up towards the sky. So you're really reaching as tall as you can. Chest lifts. Take a deep breath in here and a deep breath out, getting as tall as you can. And then now let's add in the side bend. So take a deep breath into center, deep breath out, take that lovely side bend over to the right, and you're going to feel this as a stretch through the left hand side. Breath in brings you back to center, breath out, second side. So if it's difficult for you to take the arms overhead, you might be here. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Yeah, so you have that modification if arms are unable to stretch high, yeah, for whatever reason. Let's take one more, whichever version you're in. Inhale, we get tall. Exhale, we side bend. Inhale, we come back to center. Exhale, we side bend to the second side. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, bring your hands shoulder distance, and this time your knuckles face me. So take a deep breath in here. I'll show you from the side. Next move, it's a lovely move. Tuck the chin to the chest and now round into that spine. You're going to feel the stretch right into your mid-back. It's a nice one to stay in, so stay here for a couple of breaths. So you're dropping the weight of the head. Take another inhale and exhale. To release, take the opposite move by taking the hands behind you. Push the shoulders back and lift up through the chest. So you might be holding the back of the chair. You might just have fingertips behind you. So anything that enables you to lift up the chest. And then let's tag that move on. So we interlace, we tuck the chin and we round the spine. We bring the fingertips behind, push the shoulders back and lift the chest up. That's your inhale. Tuck and round the spine, exhale. Fingertips behind you, lift up, inhale. Exhale, tuck and round. So it's like a version of cat-cow in yoga. And then come to center and we'll add that into your side bends. So interlace the hands, palms to the sky, deep breath in. Side bend to the right, exhale. Deep breath in center. Deep breath out, other side, exhale. Deep breath in center, deep breath out, knuckles to face forwards. Take an extra inhale here. Exhale, tuck your chin to your chest, round the spine. Fingertips behind you, lift up the chest. Inhale. Exhale, come back to center. We have that one more time. Palms lift up. Inhale. Side bend right. Exhale. Inhale, center. Side bend left. Exhale. Breath in. Fingers down, breath out. We take another breath in here. Chin to chest, breath out. So you're really getting movement into the spine. Fingertips behind you. Inhale. And the spine's going to get super stiff if we are sitting quite a lot, which we are doing at the moment. And then release and let that go. So that should feel quite nice into the spine. And now that you've warmed up the spine, let's take a real simple seated twist. So my right hand comes to my outer left leg and I turn towards the left. And pause here. And try to let the twist come from your belly. So it's almost a feeling of when you're wringing out a tea towel right in your belly area, right in your midsection. That's the twist. Keep lifting up through the chest. To come back to center and then feel that to the other side. So left hand to the outer right. The right hand goes behind you. Lift up through the chest and move into the twist, second side. And release. Beautiful. And so, again, journeying down the body, let's do a couple of poses into the lower body before I give you the option to come up to stand. So come to wiggle forwards onto your chair. And we did this one last week. And my warning then will be the same as my warning now, is don't come too far forwards on your chair. You don't want the chair to tip up. So it's just you're edging forwards enough that you can straighten out your legs. And if you wish to, for stability, to keep hold of your chair, you could do. So with your legs outstretched, hinge at the hips, lengthen your chest forwards, and perhaps just come halfway. Pause and breathe. And so hopefully what you are feeling in this pose now is a stretch all the way into your hamstrings. And so if you're not too sure what your hamstrings are, it's the muscles that run along the back of your leg. So it's a really nice back of your leg stretch, hamstring stretch. If you feel super flexible, if you feel very safe on your chair and you feel like you want to lengthen forwards, then of course you could. You could bring the hands to the floor, but no, that's quite an intense stretch. So my guidance would be to be roughly halfway. So you're here for a couple of breaths just to give the back of your legs that opportunity to open. So remind yourself whilst you're here of that full breath in and out. So inhale, exhale, deep breath in, deep breath out. Breath in, breath out. Let's go for 2 more breaths. Inhale, exhale. Final 1. To slowly lift up and bend your left leg and bring the sole of the foot to the floor. So you still have your right leg extended. Come once again to hinge forwards at the hip. Bring your right hand, I've got it just below the knee, to bring your left hand to the waist, to take that twist again. So think the rotation is coming from your belly, not forcing your shoulder around. And pause into this half twist, half forward fold. If this feels great, and if it feels great on the shoulder, you are very welcome to extend the fingertips up to the sky. For most people, that might feel too much, which is why, again, my guidance might be to bring that hand to the waist, just to keep that shoulder down. So nice rotation. You're getting also this stretch through the back of the leg still, yep, on that right leg. So come back to center and then you slowly roll up, and then we work that to the second side. So I bend my right knee, foot to the floor, I extend my left leg out. I hinge at the hips and I fold forwards. Left hand to the thigh or to the shin. Right hand to the waist. Lengthen your heart forwards as you rotate through your belly to move into your second side. Neck remains really long. Again, option to open out through your top arm if you feel like your body would like a little bit extra work. Deep breath in. And out. And again, all of this rotation work is really good if you are spending a lot of time indoors, seated and watching TV or working. Being able to just find a little bit of mobility in the neck and shoulders and spine is really important, always, but particularly at this time. Come back to center to bring the feet together and wiggle back onto your chair. So final one for your legs, and then we'll come up to stand, is ankle to knee pose. I'll show you two versions. So again, we had a little play with this last week. For those of you who are able to rest your left foot onto your right thigh, then do so. And you would hold on to the foot and you would quite simply breathe here. It's quite an intense stretch into your outer left hip. If you are unable to get yourself into this figure 4 shape because of hip or knee issues or injuries, then a nice simple version would be literally to cross one leg on top of the other. Yeah, and by leaning forwards, you get a little bit more of a stretch into that left side. So listen to your body and then take whatever option works for you. So if you're in this stretch, again, you do have the opportunity to lean forwards, but it's quite intense. So listen to what feels nice and then breathe really deeply into that stretch. So paying particular attention to the knee here, and just making sure that it doesn't hurt across the knee. Otherwise, if it does, you know this is the version for you instead. Let's take 4 more deep rounds of breath. You can close down the eyes if that helps. So you're just diving into the stretch. Keep that breath nice and full and keep guiding yourself back to these full inhales and exhales. Another deep breath in and out. Again, for your final couple of breaths, that option to intensify it a little bit and lean forwards. And release, and just very gently unwind that. So I like to pick up the leg and then gently place it down and just check that knee feels okay. So take a little bit of movement into that left leg and then come to see how your right leg feels. And notice that we are often different on different sides of the body. So just because one side is easy doesn't mean that the second side will be easy. So this could be the side where you're more able to do this version, the tougher version, or maybe this is the side where actually you need to come back to being moving into the simple pose. So have a fidget, see what feels nice. Once you're into your shape, once again, deep breath in, deep breath out. Keep sending the signals to the muscles to relax into the poses rather than to fight them. And again, this is a great one to do in your own time. You could be here for as long as 5 minutes if you wish, whilst watching TV. All of this stuff is very accessible to do in your own time. Couple more breaths. Again, option to lean forwards if you wish. To release and come up. Unwind the leg, shake it out. And then for those of you that wish to come up to stand, then let's come up to stand. And for a moment, and we'll come back to using the chair. For a moment, just move the chair off to one side so that you feel like you have a little bit of space around you. So come to stand tall, feet hip distance apart, really lifted through your spine. And we'll take the side stretch that we did sitting down. So the one where we interlace the hands, push the palms up to the sky, and then take that side bend to the right and left. So now that you're standing, you might find that you have a little bit more movement. Yeah, you're not restricted by the chair. So keep going. Make sure your belly is pulled in to support you from your midsection. Again, only go as far to the side as is feel nice. If this doesn't feel nice in the lower spine, then please don't do it. Remember that modification could be arms down and in cactus. Let's take one more to each side. It was a breath in, breath out, breath in, and breath out. Come back to center, and let's start to move into the shoulders a little more. So just make sure you have the space for these single circles. So big sweep forwards, big sweep back. Again, go with what feels right for you. So if you need to bend the elbow and just lift the arm a little overhead, you could. Your easier version would be hand to the shoulder to draw circles with the elbow instead. So lots of options there. And let's circle the other way. So just loosening a little bit around that shoulder joint. You might hear some pops and cracks. Move into the second side, deep breath in. So again, keep that breath coming. It should feel really nice to get into this ball and socket joint. And again, the reminder, here are your modifications. Lower arm or hand to shoulder. Let's take that the other way. Great big circles. To come back to center and take your left arm across the body for this lovely back of the arm stretch. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Keep lifting up through the front of your body. So you should feel super nice across here. Again, another great one you could do whilst watching TV. Release and move that to the second arm. So right arm comes across the body and I just hold it in place with the other arm. That's all that is happening here. Another inhale and exhale. And of course, in your own time, you know, any of these stretches that feel particularly nice for your body, you can hold them for much longer than I'm holding them in this class. To release. So a little bit of spine work with some roll downs. I will give you modifications for those of you that are unable to do this. If you're coming into the full roll down, I'll show you from the side. I'll keep my feet hip distance and I'll have a soft bend in the knees. I'll tuck my chin to my chest. I'll round my spine and slowly, slowly roll down. Some of you might touch the floor. Some of you might only come to about here. Either way, it doesn't matter. Yep, so you roll all the way up. You only come to where you can come to. So it's a big inhale and an exhale, chin to chest and roll down to wherever you get to. So you're working into the vertebra of each, every vertebra in your spine. Yep, each one as you roll down. Your modification could be for greater stability, hold the chair. Yeah, maybe only come halfway down and then come all the way up. Again, listen to what feels nice for you. Otherwise, 2 more. Slowly roll up. As you roll up, lift through your tummy to support you and lift up through your front ribs. Final one, deep breath in. Chin to your chest, soften your knees and melt down. If it feels nice for you, stay here for 3 rounds of breath, inhaling. Exhaling. Again, your modification would be to stay upright so that your head is lifted. Let's take 1 more inhale and exhale. 2, slowly, slowly, slowly roll up. Take a moment when you come to the top to let your head settle, just to make sure there's no feelings of dizziness. So pause. And then let's start to come into some standing stretches and come to use your chair for stability. So with the chair in front of you, I'm going to walk my feet back until they are under my hips and until I'm folding into this L type. shape. Hands reach forwards. Again, just make sure feet are underneath hips and stay here and breathe. So really reach away. You're reaching forwards with the hands and you're lengthening back through your tailbone. And this should feel a really nice stretch down your spine. Deep breath in and out. Again, a great one you can do in your home at any point. So creating this L-type shape, almost tabletop shape, I would say. Couple more breaths, get as long through your spine as you can. Keep reaching forwards with the hands. To lift your body and step your right foot forwards. From here, once again, come into this forward fold hinge at the hip. And now with one leg forwards, this suddenly changes from a back stretch into another hamstring stretch. Yep, so you're going to feel it in the back of your legs. Pause and breathe. So you should feel this particularly in your back leg. Yep, so on this side for me, it's my left leg that I'm feeling it in. And if this feels really stiff for you, know that you could be much more upright with your body. Keep breathing, keep making sure those shoulders are nice and soft, and really push into your left heel for maximum stretch. Take a couple more breaths. Again, if you want to intensify it, you'd come a little further down. And walk your way up, and you're just going to do exactly the same but to the other leg. So switch, change your legs. So now my right leg goes back. Both feet are to the floor, so I'm not on the ball of the back foot. I'm grounding that heel down into the earth. Again, long through your spine, push your seat back, your bottom back, to start to hinge forwards enough that you get stretch into the back leg. And you might also feel it in the front leg as well. That would be right. Deep breath in and out. An option to come lower if this is your more open side, and if you want to feel it a little bit more. But just make sure you're not locking around the knees. So I'm quite soft around the knees, and what that means is I'm almost bending the knees. To walk yourself back up. To definitely take a hold of your chair for this one. If you can, to take the right foot towards the hand to come into a quad stretch. So if I show you that from the front, it will look like this. I'll bring my knees together, and where I should be feeling this is in this muscle here, front of the thigh. So again, that chair is going to help you find stability. If you can't take a hold of the foot, then don't worry about this stretch. Either have a break, or you could just lift up the heel. Yeah, for something really gentle. And release. Let's take it to the other leg. So right hand to the chair, hold left foot. So heel comes towards your bottom. Another inhale and exhale. And release, let that go. A little bit of a pedal. So let's come into some real true yoga poses now, which is exciting. So again, do what you can. So come to face your chair again. You have the option of using the chair. You're going to step your right leg back, and it's gone back quite a way. For those of you who don't want to use the chair, hand to the waist. You're coming into what we call high crescent. You may also know it as a lunge. And so you have the option of either hands to the heart. For those of you that can lift the arms overhead, you could also be here. For those of you that need more stability, just scoot yourself a little closer to the chair and hold on to it. Yep, so you feel you have that support. Otherwise, deep breath in, deep breath out. So this is a great one for firming up and finding strength into the legs. So you might feel the breath start to pick up a little bit now. You're asking the body to work a little bit harder. Let's take another couple of breaths if you can. And let's switch legs. So grab the chair, step that foot in, step the other foot back. So you'll notice I'm on the ball of the back foot. My heel is lifted. Hips are very forward facing. Bend into that knee. Again, your options, hand to the heart, arms to the sky, hand to the chair. And either way, just keep rolling those shoulders down. Make sure your neck feels like it has lots of space. Couple more breaths on this side. Again, notice how the legs heat up. And release. Feet together. Take an inhale and exhale and just give yourself a moment to pedal that out of the legs. And let's come into warrior two. So another great pose to build strength in your legs. So I'm going to take my left leg back. And this time, rather than being forward facing, I'm going to spin and ground that back foot now, sole of the foot to the earth. And I'm going to roughly make sure that my front heel cuts. If I drew a line, would cut right into the arch of my back foot. And my legs are quite long. I'm going to bend into my front knee only. And this back leg stays straight. Open out through your arm. Again, you can extend your arms into full warrior two, or you can rest one hand to the chair. Deep breath in and out. So super strong in the legs. And just make sure that this front knee doesn't buckle in. So the work is to make sure that knee is tracking forwards. Deep breath in and out. Once again, shoulders nice and long, arms super long. So you might feel this thigh start to heat up. So if you can get a little longer in the legs, maybe bend into that knee a little more, only if the knee feels okay. To turn this into triangle pose, I'll straighten my front leg and I'll tip forwards and my left arm goes up to the sky. Or for ease, I just bring left hand to the waist. Again, hold on to your chair or take your hand down to your bottom shin. So lots of versions in this triangle pose. Make sure the belly pulls in to support you and that your legs are super activated. So think about lifting your kneecaps up and engaging your quads, your thighs. Again, the easier version is here. To lift up, to reconnect into the bent leg for your warrior two, to spin onto the ball of your back foot to come into that lunge, to just pop the foot closer in until you come to stand. Well done. Let's feel back to the second side. So we'll take warrior two. So I'll step my right leg back. Once again, I'll just do a quick check that my heel is in line with my back arch. I will lunge into the front knee, making sure it's traveling forwards, not rolling in or out. Arms open, warrior two. Deep breath in and out. So all the while, through all of these poses, even the standing poses, our goal is to keep the breath very full, very fluid. So even in poses like this, there is a sense of quiet and calm in your body and breath. Let's change this to triangle. So straighten the leg, hinge at the hips, potentially right arm to the sky or right hand to the waist, left hand to the chair or left hand to the shin. And there's no right or wrong. It's just different levels depending on how you feel. And you might also, particularly in triangle, get this really nice stretch down the top of your waist. So it's a bit of a side body stretch as well. So let's reverse all of that. So I'll start by taking my arm out. I'll bend that front knee and I'll tip back up to warrior two. Pivot onto the ball of your back foot. My hips now face forward. There's my lunge to once again just ease that foot back to center. And now let's come to stand nice and tall. Take a moment just to let the body settle. And as we start to wind down and cool down and make our way back to the chair, let's take some nice simple movements with the hand and breath coordination. So inhale, sweep the arms to the sky. Exhale, hands to the heart. Again. Breath in, reach tall. Breath out, hands to the heart. Once more, it's your inhale. Exhale, hands to the heart. Let's intensify that a little bit. So it's a half sun salute. Inhale. This time, exhale, bend your knees and fold forwards. Hands to the shins, look forwards, inhale. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees, inhale, rise up. Exhale, hands to the heart. You're going to do that again. I'm going to show you the modified version. I'd have a hand to the chair. Inhale, lift. Modified version, just come halfway. Exhale. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Once more with whatever version you are working with. Inhale, lift. This is it again from the side. Exhale, fold or just go halfway. Inhale, lift up through the chest. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, bring your hands to the heart and then turn your palms up. Close down the eyes. Just take note of how you feel. Come back to the sensation of ribcage expanding front, sides, and back. To softly open the eyes, come back to your chair. So come to get comfortable. Once again, nice tall spine. Come to rest your hands onto your legs. Shoulders roll back, eyes can close or you can have them open. And just feel the stillness. And notice how you feel, both physically after you've moved and stretched. Do you feel better? Do things feel a little freer in the body? Potentially things could be aching. Notice how you feel mentally. Does the mind feel a little less anxious? Do you feel a little calmer? And finally, notice how you feel emotionally. Has that shifted at all? Do you feel a little bit more positive or enlivened? Maybe you don't. Anything that you feel is right. It's how you feel. For now, just pausing, sit with the sensations in your body, sit with the breath. Breath moving into the body and out. Let's take a few more breaths just like that. Inhaling fully. Exhaling fully. Breath in. Breath out. 3 more. And let's together to close our practice. Take a full inhale, fill up as much as you can into your lungs. Big sigh out of the mouth. And again, deep breath in. Deep breath out. And then bring your hands together at the heart center. In yoga, it's our way of fully closing a practice. It is a gesture of gratitude to yourself always for practicing. So bow the head to yourself for being amazing. And thank you so much for joining me and for joining Homes for Lambeth. If you enjoyed, do come and join me again next week. Again, it'll be Saturday. It will be 1:30 to 2:30, and it is being provided just for you, the residents of Lambeth, by Homes for Lambeth, because we want to keep you mentally well, physically well during this really difficult time. If you enjoyed it and your neighbours, obviously also Lambeth residents, are around you, share it, let them know. But for now, that's it from me, and I look forward to seeing you again. Thank you.